If you want to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles to become more sensual, to restore your figure naturally after having children, to get rid of incontinence and lower back pain, you have surely heard about Kegel exercises. Every specialist is offering them right now, but I will tell you why these exercises are ineffective and even dangerous for your health if performed incorrectly. My name is Masha Kinosh. I am an expert in healthy movement, a Pilates instructor with 17 years of experience, a kinesiotherapist, and an osteopath. In addition, I am the mother of 5 wonderful children, and from my own experience, I definitely know how to recover after childbirth. And for all of this, I use my proprietary technique. Anyone who wants more workouts from me with the highest quality and knowledgeable approach for health and the perfect body, check the links to my Dream Body program in the channel description. Let's figure out exactly why Kegel exercises are really ineffective. When performing Kegel exercises, we typically usually engage only the most superficial layer. And by intensively pumping it, a slight disbalance occurs between the outer muscles and the deep ones. Thus, this imbalance turns into a spasm, and a spasmed muscle, as we know, is slightly ineffective. It cannot tense up, nor can it relax or stretch. This condition leads to a tightening of the hip joints, which ultimately causes a deterioration of the sacro-lumbar region of the spine, and is also ineffective for maintaining the internal organs in their proper places in the body. Now I will show you several exercises that will help us establish a connection between your mind and the engagement of the pelvic floor muscles, improve the interaction between the pelvic floor function and breathing, and integrate these muscles into a comprehensive workout with the entire body effectively and efficiently. We lie on our backs, placing our feet hip-width apart, and gently lift our toes up so that by raising the toes, the plantar fascia of the foot is properly and fully engaged. Distribute the body weight on the foot to avoid rolling either outward or inward. Lower the toes. Maintaining pressure on the metatarsal under the little toe, under the big toe, and at the centers of the heel. In order for the pelvic floor muscles to function correctly, it is important to align the pelvis. Therefore, we will start with aligning and positioning the pelvis and lower back while simultaneously engaging the pelvic floor muscles. And we will synchronize all of this with our breathing. We tilt the pelvis while inhaling, slightly tightening the pelvic floor muscles, and exhale. Move away from yourself, relaxing the pelvic floor muscles. Continue to tighten the pelvic floor muscles, taking as deep an inhale as possible. Maximally sink the lower back into the floor while gently relaxing the pelvic floor muscles. Exhaling. Move the pubic bone as far away from the xiphoid process as possible. Exhale and engage the pelvic floor muscles. Slightly lower the chin and push the back of the head as far back as possible to feel a pleasant stretch along the spine. And with the exhale, relax the pelvic floor muscles, almost as if slightly inflating the lower abdomen and tilting the pelvis away from you. One last time, the same thing. We tuck the tailbone, feeling how great the lower back becomes. And simply move away and completely and fully and totally relax the pelvic floor muscles. Now we will include another movement, rocking the pelvis to the right and left. You can start with the help of your hands. First, weigh down the right hip joint by pressing it as deeply into the floor as possible. Feel how the lower back on the right side gently and slowly opens up. Then we do the same gradually to the left side. Make sure that your knees move only carefully and steadily upward along 2 parallel lines. but under no circumstances. Should you definitely rock your knees to the right and left, let's go. Sink the right hip down. Slowly return to the center and gently sink the left hip down slightly. Do you feel how, by lowering one side and then the other, you release tension in your lower back? Now we will try to combine these movements into a cohesive whole. We will try to draw a perfect smooth circle. We tilt the pelvis towards ourselves, pressing the lower back down. Then we roll the pelvis to the right. Then move away from yourself, pouring water between your legs. Tilt the pelvis to the left. Tuck the tailbone to the coccyx. Press the lower back down while tilting the pelvis to yourself, and then release the pelvis to a neutral position. We start with this, and slowly and carefully. Gradually, we'll also actively engage the pelvic floor and breathing in a controlled manner. Tuck the pelvis towards yourself. The movement will now go through the left side, which is away from you, and then through the right side, which is towards you, and finally release, and subsequently it will complete the cycle. We engage the pelvic floor by gently tucking the pelvis while engaging the pelvic floor. Movement to the right. We begin to gradually relax the pelvic floor muscles. Movement away from the body. Gently pull the pelvic floor muscles inward from the left side. Tilt the pelvis towards yourself and release. Now let's add breathing. Inhale, tuck the coccyx and tighten the pelvic floor as much as possible. Move to the right side, exhaling gently while relaxing the pelvic floor muscles, as if opening the ischial bones, and more. As you engage the pelvic floor muscles, move slightly to the left and take a breath in again. Tuck the coccyx and pelvic floor as much as possible. And with the exhale, simply melt everything and return to neutral. We continue to inhale, engaging the pelvic floor through the left side. Gently relax and exhale. Move to the right and again engage the pelvic floor. Inhale, tuck the coccyx, pulling in the pelvic floor as much as possible, and then release. You are 100% likely feeling an incredible warmth in your lower abdomen, a pleasant relaxation in your coccyx and lower back. If you have experienced pain before, this exercise will definitely help you get rid of it. Correctly engaging the pelvic floor and deep abdominal muscles will not only relax and align the lower back, but will also promote stabilization in a more correct position of the bones, which is very important for your health and overall well-being and posture. The next exercise we will do is the shoulder bridge. We will slightly complicate the engagement of the external muscles by activating the glutes. And due to the inverted position, the pelvic floor muscles will work better. We gently tuck the coccyx and, vertebra by vertebra, slowly and steadily rise upwards, fully engaging the glutes and continuously tucking the coccyx. And carefully, with full awareness. It is very important in this position not to push the lower back up and not to squeeze the shoulder blades together. The shoulder blades should remain wide. We try to distribute the weight of the body evenly across the entire shoulder girdle and constantly tuck the coccyx inwards so that the abdomen gently rests against the lower back. And the pelvic floor muscles are maximally engaged. After that, gently twisting the coccyx towards the pubic bone. Even more, we lower ourselves down vertebra by vertebra, spreading the vertebrae as wide and far apart from each other as possible. At the bottom, we gently relax the pelvic floor muscles and slowly take a calm exhale. Tuck the coccyx under the pubic bone, engage the pelvic floor muscles, flatten the lower back, continue to fully activate the glutes, completely tuck the coccyx, and grow into a straight line from the knees, hips, and shoulders. Press your palms and wrists firmly against the floor, creating support on your hands and engaging the triceps. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, pulling the pelvic floor muscles in even more, we unwind, spreading the vertebrae wide and far apart from each other. And at the bottom, gently relax the pelvic floor muscles as if you are slowly unfurling them like buds. Continue this a few more times. And relax. Tuck the coccyx, engage the pelvic floor muscles, and with one movement, grow upwards. Make sure that your lower back muscles remain relaxed and comfortable at all times. Now here, at this point, we slightly add the important engagement of the pelvic floor muscles. Relax and tighten. Relax and tighten. Relax. Tighten, relax. Tighten. Here, gravity works in your favor, and you will feel how the pelvic floor muscles engage to the maximum in this position. Tighten them, keep them tightened, and pull the coccyx in towards yourself even more, while keeping the pelvic floor engaged. We slowly lower the pelvis down in a straight line and gently bring it back up, very slightly. Lower it, not entirely. Tuck the coccyx even more, and each time you lift the pelvis up, contract the pelvic floor even more. And pull up gently and carefully. Tighten. Make sure that your knees do not move apart to the sides. Under no circumstances should you perform this exercise with your back. Only the glutes, only the tucked coccyx, and maximum tightening of the pelvic floor muscles. The last 3, and just 2 more, and 1 more. Tighten the pelvic floor. Tighten it even more. The sensation should be that it has now lifted all the way up to the throat. And slowly, smoothly, gently, vertebra by vertebra, we unwind down. And only at the bottom, relax the pelvic floor muscles. It is undoubtedly in this position, when your pelvis is higher than your shoulders, that gravity activates not only the outer layers of the pelvic floor muscles, but also the deeper ones. This way, the load is distributed evenly in a balanced manner, and thus completely eliminating spasms. And engaging the breath activates the entire so-called ball, meaning that both the diaphragm and the transverse abdominal muscle, as well as the pelvic floor muscles, work together harmoniously. The next very important step will be the relaxation and additionally the release of the pelvic area and the pelvic floor muscles. Place your right foot behind your left knee. Flex your foot towards yourself as much as possible. Press your hands gently against your thighs and push your legs as far away from your chest as you can to create space between the lower back vertebrae, slightly. After that, we pull the knee even further, ensuring that the body alignment is maintained, and we slide the right hand between the legs, with the left hand on the outside, grasping the back of the left thigh. We pull the knee towards the chest, pushing the elbows as far away from the knee as possible, maintaining alignment, laying the lower back down, pressing it into the floor, evenly distributing the weight on both the right and left sides of the back. We do not tuck the coccyx under, nor do we reach the head upwards. Instead, we slightly lower the chin, stretching upwards through the crown of the head. You will feel a very comfortable and pleasant stretch in the area of the right ischial bone, right here in the glute area, which will relax and engage the tension in the glutes, relieving any spasms that may have occurred in the previous exercise, relaxing the pelvic floor muscles, and alleviating tension in the sciatic nerve. Stay in this position for about a minute, continuing to pull your knee as close to your chest as possible while keeping the tension in your foot directed towards you, and then switch sides. We place the left foot behind the right knee and pull it towards ourselves. This is essential because if your foot is relaxed, you will create tension in the ankle, and there will be instability in the knee joint. Consequently, you will not engage the ischial area at all, so you need to tighten. Gently push your thighs away from your body and slowly to fully elongate the spine. Maintain this length in your spine. Continue to stretch out through the coccyx and the crown of your head in two opposite directions. Thread your left arm between your legs and grasp the outside with your right hand. Gently pull the right knee in the direction of the chest. Apply gentle pressure to the coccyx and sacrum into the floor, while gently tucking the chin and extending the back of the head in the opposite direction. Lightly press the elbow against the left knee to push it slightly further away and create more tension in the area of the ischial bones, and then draw the knee as close to the chest as possible. Gently and slowly relax the back of the thigh and the gluteal area. Release and completely relax the pelvic floor muscles. Unfurl them now like a bud. Allow them to gently recover and relax and breathe calmly. And try to realize that in fact simply engaging the muscles in the body always actually leads to spasms. In any exercise, relaxation is of utmost importance. And the key result is achieved when you incorporate exercises such as specifically for stretching and relaxing the muscles. Then the potential for strength becomes significantly greater. Therefore, pay more attention to relaxing the pelvic floor muscles more than to activating and engaging them. Lower your feet down slowly. We place both hands on the thighs. Stretch again, and evenly, gently, and carefully, in an even manner, distributing the alignment to the right and left sides after the asymmetrical stretch. And with that, our training session for today indeed comes to an end. If you want to effectively and effortlessly get in shape without any negative impact on your health, I have prepared an absolutely special gift just for you. In the description under this video, there are links to free webinars and resources about posture. The abdomen, which once thoroughly studied in detail, will forever change your approach to training. This will allow you to extend and maintain your youth and vitality, achieve the figure of your dreams, and restore health and overall well-being to your body. Please subscribe to my channel if this video was beneficial to you. And this was Masha Kinosh.